Hello folks, American friends. I'm Chinese, from China, living in Beijing. These days, the whole world is talking about China. But I've noticed that a lot of people don't really understand us. I don't get it. Why isn't anyone talking about what really matters? Hey everyone, I'm Lao Wang, or Old King, if you translate it literally. Not a king, but the old part? Yeah. I'm not making this up. For example, here in China, almost everyone knows about America. Most Chinese people, even if they don't speak English, they know what USA stands for, the United States of America. A lot of them even know MAGA, Make America Great Again, right? We know that USA is your country's real name, but that's not what we call you in Chinese. Well, in Chinese, we call your country 美国. Again, 美国. That's two characters. The first one, 美, means beautiful or pretty. When we tell someone they're good looking, we usually say, you are so 美, you are so beautiful, so pretty. Well, of course, the character 美 was also chosen because it sounds a little bit like the beginning of America. A 美, pretty. And the second one, 国, means country. So 美国 literally means beautiful country. You see, we gave you guys such a beautiful name. This is so-called friendliness. But now you're probably thinking, like, oh, yeah, so countries are called different things in different languages, right? Then China probably isn't really called China either. Yeah, that's right. Our real name isn't China. It's zhongguo. There's also two characters. The first one, zhong, means middle or central. And the second one, guo, means country. So China's real name, zhongguo, literally means middle country or central kingdom. Yeah. China was not the name we gave ourselves. As for what zhongguo, central kingdom, really means, I think you guys can probably guess. But that's not because we are arrogant. If you don't understand it, that's perfectly normal. America is a very powerful country, so most people don't spend much time trying to understand other countries. They are more focused on their own daily lives. Life is tough, after all. But in that way, Chinese people and Americans are actually pretty similar. Both of our countries are huge and strong, and both of us tend to pay more attention to ourselves. So as you can see, some people don't even know their own country very well. For example, I'm sure there are people in America who still don't really know how the United States came to be not long ago. Am I right? So just imagine if someone can even make sense of a history that's only a little over 200 years long. It's not surprising that they know very little about China, a country with several thousand years of continuous history. Yeah, right, by the way, do you know what we call a country in Chinese? In English, you say country, state, or nation, right? In Chinese, we say 国家, 国家, 国家. Yeah, again, that's two characters. 国家, the first 国 means country, state or nation, and 家 means family. So 国家, two characters, literally means country, family. Very different, huh? I know you might ask, holy, why do you call it that way? That's kind of unusual. What does family have to do with a country? Why you guys put those two words together? That's crazy. Yeah, this is very important. If someone really wants to understand China, understand what we're thinking, why China has created what many people call a miracle, and where China may be headed in the future, then they have to understand this first. The key. If you look closely, you'll notice that Many Chinese people honor their ancestors. Most of them. But why? Because they know who their ancestors are. In Chinese culture, respecting their ancestors is one of the core values. And we believe that we share common ancestors. Maybe that's the reason why to many foreigners, most Chinese people look somewhat alike. Like we Chinese usually call each other 同胞, means like fellow countrymen. 同胞, 同 means same, and 胞 means womb. So literally, it means we all come from the same mom. So we're all like brothers and sisters. If you get this, you'll understand why Chinese people stand so united in tough times. Of course they argue, they fight, but when they are in danger, things changed. So many of them are willing to lay down their lives for their nation, for their people. The thing is, we've traditionally believed that a very long time ago, the people living here were one family or a few. But later, that family became a country. This is about 4,000 years ago. So since then, the family is the country, and the country is the family, pretty much. They're like two sides of the same thing. The family is a small family, and the country, 国家, is a big family, country family. Here's another example. When you meet people, you might say, hello everyone, or hi everyone. But in Chinese, we say, hi, 大家好, 大家好. 3 characters. 大 means big. 家 means, as I just mentioned, means family. 好 means good. So if you translated it word by word, 大家好 would be big family good. Well, it depends on the situation. If you're greeting one person, you would say 你好. Literally means you good. You, 你, good, 好. So 你好 is like how are you? Or nice to meet you, just like that. But if you're greeting more people, you would say, hi, 大家好. Hi, big family, good. You may think, what? That sounds so weird. Big family, good? I'm not your family. Well, trust me, English is also weird to us. In Chinese, 大家好. Hi, big family, good. Sounds completely natural. See the difference? A culture lives inside its language. If you want to truly understand a country, you have to understand its language first. I know, Chinese is pretty hard to learn though, so it's naturally more difficult for you to understand us. For Chinese people, learning English is much easier than learning Chinese is for English speakers, because there are only 26 letters in the English alphabet, so it's pretty easy to memorize. Oh yeah, sorry, back on track. Another example. You all know Bruce Lee, Li Xiaolong. His real Chinese name, Li Xiaolong. We know he's very famous there, in America. His last name is Li, and Li is the second most common family name in China. Family name or last name, whatever. Now, out of China's 1.4 billion people, do you know how many have the last name Li? It's pretty amazing. More than 100 million people. Yeah, more than most countries. And some might be thinking, like, so what's the most common last name in China? Well, it's Mai. Wang. Some of you guys pronounce it like Wang. That's wrong. It's Wang, not Wang. And now I'm getting old, so a lot of my friends call me Lao Wang. Lao means old, and Wang means king. So if you translate my name, Lao Wang, directly into English, it would be Old King. Yeah, it sounds funny, but it's true. There are also more than 100 million people with the last name Wang in China, making it #1 last name in the country. And here are the top 10 last names in China. Together, they add up to more than 600 million people. So, simply put, Most Chinese people today are descended from just a few Asian families. Of course, back then they were still primitive tribes. Now I guess some of you are like, how do you even know something that happened so long ago? Yeah, I know. It is special. That's because China started recording its history in a systematic way very early. And that's why today you'll find a huge number of ordinary people, ordinary Chinese folks just like me, who know thousands of years of Chinese history surprisingly well. Well, like when you guys are just hanging out, you might talk about the NBA. Who is the GOAT? LeBron or Jordan? Tell me what you're thinking. Let's fight! Or other sports, celebrities or gossip. Well, we do that too. We're all human anyway. But in China, especially among Chinese men, and especially older Chinese men, history always comes up. Every time people get together for dinner or drinks, they're chatting, joking around, and sooner or later, somebody starts talking about history. Trust me, it happens all the time. Sometimes the conversation starts 3,000 years ago. Sometimes it starts with the Han Tang or Ming Dynasty, or Three Kingdoms. We're gonna argue about things like, so how did the emperor actually die? And others like, hey, come on, man. What are you talking? He didn't die. He's just disappeared. Yeah, topics like this are something a lot of Chinese men genuinely love talking about. Why not? Because thousands of years of stories are naturally a lot more exciting than whatever happened last week. And more importantly, behind those stories are lessons that run much deeper. You want to be wiser? You gotta go deeper. You guys may know Yao Ming, but his real name, Yao Ming. We got tones. It's important. It's just like somebody's name is Michael. I cannot say, hello there, is that you? Michael. Yeah, Michael, come here, come here. You see, it's sort of weird. So Yao Ming, in his Basketball Hall of Fame speech, he quoted, 以铜为镜，可以正衣冠；以史为镜，可以知兴替. It means you use bronze as a mirror, you can tidy your dress. You use history as a mirror, you can see rise and fall of a nation, and start to see the patterns behind it. Most Chinese people know this saying and its meaning, because over 1,000 years we've been through it so many times, and those patterns become visible. So you guys can imagine what it was like growing up studying history in China. It was brutal. There was just so much to learn, covering such a long period of time. And our teachers was like, hey kids, I know you are smart enough. Trust yourself. You can memorize. Yeah, teacher, I know. But no matter how smart you were, it was still tough. But at the same time, the upside, the benefits is obvious. It makes people wiser and more intelligent. Anyway, whether you welcome me or not, here I am. But I can tell you guys, if you come to China, people here will treat you really nice. Because being warm and friendly is a tradition and virtue deeply rooted in every Chinese person's heart. And you can't imagine how safe it is here in China. So just come. And the reason I'm here on YouTube is that over the years, no matter where you go, there will always be some people shouting, like, we have to defeat the panda. We can't let it become stronger. Get him down. The panda no kung fu. He's riding. He's a rival. Yeah, I think they're right. But it's not just us. We're all competitors. It's very simple. Wherever there are people, there will always be competition. That's just part of life. And yeah, we know. We are working really hard for a better life. What? Is that wrong? Well, we respect hardworking people a lot. Don't you? Who'd ever respect laziness? Anyway, I hope we can be friends. Just like become friends with Americans living in Beijing. working together to make better life. That's the right path. So I want to show you guys what a panda really is. Once you truly understand the panda, you may realize, holy, this panda has lived for 5,000 years, or even longer. He's been on the verge of death countless times, but every single time he stood back up. Every time. No exception. How did that happen? That can't be right. Well, that's because of the core of its civilization. You know, among all foreigners around the world, including all experts, I haven't met a single person who truly understands us. I find it really strange. We're just ordinary people too. Is it really that hard to figure us out? Or maybe they're just arrogant and simply want to bully others. Okay, don't be surprised by China's rise today. It's simply returning once again to what has been normal throughout most of its history. And we're still nowhere near the peak. We know what the peak is like exactly. But there's no need to worry either. Once you understand the panda's past, you'll realize something else. Pandas are tough fighters, yet they cherish peace above anything else. If nobody bothers it, it's so adorable. It almost never attacks first. But if someone insists on picking a fight with it, well, then people will suddenly realize, holy shit, the panda is actually a bear? Yeah, pandas are bears. Black and white bear. A heavily built, incredibly powerful bear. So I do really hope more American friends get to hear what I'm going to say in this channel, if you allow me to stay here. The thing is, to me, whether this world had a brighter future depends to a large extent on how the eagle and the panda choose to get along. And the first step toward getting along is to understand each other. Alright, that's it. Let's start this journey.